Hi, I'm Angie Kronenberg, and I'm the Wireline Legal Advisor to Commissioner Clyburn. I've been with Commissioner Clyburn for about 3 months, and I'm on detail from the Wireless Bureau. I have to say, I really think about it in a personal way. I go back to the experiences that my grandmothers had and that my mother had, and then I look to the future about what my daughter's experience will be as she grows up as a U.S. citizen and attains an education and has so many opportunities. The opportunities for women in the United States have changed dramatically during that time frame, from the experiences that her great-grandmothers, my grandmothers had, even the experiences that my mother had, and the opportunities that were available to her were limited. So when I think about Women's History Month, I really think of it in a very personal way about how much the lives of women in the United States have changed in the last 80 to 100 years. I've been in the legal field now for 15 years, and how much I've seen women's roles change in that 15 years. At the time that I graduated from law school, women were still just slightly under 50% of their law school class, and even that had been a relatively new experience. That when I started practicing law, there weren't that many women at the law firm where I was practicing. There were some women associates, but they tended to be the junior associates. We only had one female partner in the law firm. There weren't a lot of examples of how to be a lawyer, how to be a woman lawyer, and balance the family obligations that women have along with the practice of law. And I've seen that change tremendously in the last 15 years. While it's a challenge, no matter if you're a lawyer, an economist, a secretary, it doesn't really matter what you do. I think when you're a woman, it's always a challenge to balance your family life along with your professional life. But I look at the women around me and I think, wow, what great examples I now have compared to what I used to have, which was so limited. I have to say, it's actually been a joy to work here at the FCC, because I think when you're working with a government agency, and the FCC is very family friendly too, in the sense, and I mean family friendly in terms of the outside family, but I also mean family friendly as sort of within the agency. I was in the fortunate position that one of my mentors, when I was in private practice, had a fabulous experience here at the FCC and really encouraged me in my decision to come here, and said to me when he had been at the FCC it was a great family-friendly experience, and that he hoped that I found that that was still the case. And I have to say, I have found that that's still the case. We've been undergoing a lot of changes at the FCC with the new administration, and I think all of those changes are positive in the sense that we can do a better job of serving consumers and the U.S. Citizens, and making sure that the communication systems throughout our nation and throughout our piece of the world, that we are connected, and that we inform consumers what we're doing here, and that we're doing it to make it better for them. And so that is really rewarding. The little role that I have every day, I'm happy to have that role and to play that part. I originally thought, yes, women lead differently, and then I really started to think about it. I was like, I don't think that they do. I think each person, we all come to it with our own personal experiences, and women's the same way. So I really don't think that women lead differently. I think women come to it with their own experiences growing up, just like men come to leadership positions with their own experiences growing up. And I think kind of each individual person probably has his or her own way of leading. The woman that I admire the most is my mom. Her opportunities were limited. She went to college in the early 60s, and at that time in that society that she lived in, she had 3 choices. She could be a secretary, she could be a teacher, she could be a nurse. And the expectation is that when she started her family, she wouldn't be that any longer. She would be a mother. And this was a time of great change in the United States, and she didn't have nearly the opportunities that I had, and she always encouraged me to think about all of the possibilities for my life.